The Sing Your Heart Song Speaker Spotlight featuring Gloria Grace Rand. Gloria Grace Rand is an intuitive business coach, author, and creator of the L.O.V.E method. She helps women over 40 develop confidence to pursue their neglected dreams so they can live the life they want now. Her latest book is called Live, Love, Engage. You can find out more information about this book on gloriagracerand.com. Gloria will be presenting on day 2 of our summit under the theme of Valuing Your Heart Song. Gloria's favorite quote is by Napoleon Hill: "Don't wait. The time will never be just right." Oh my gosh. So happy June, everybody. I am so excited to kick off today the Sing Your Heart Song Summit Speaker Spotlight. It's my favorite marketing promotion for this event. We're all month long, Monday through Friday. We are going to go live at 11 a.m. Eastern and feature our speakers so that way you can get to know them ahead of time. So I'm super excited to kick things off today with the Gloria Grace Rand. I'm going to bring her on screen right now. Ta-da! There she is. Hi,
Yay!
Gloria.
Hello, Olivia. It's so good to see you.
So good to see you. I'm going to swap you guys around. Okay, there we go. Gloria, I just love that you jumped on so quickly to be like our first speaker spotlight. It's amazing. And I have to ask if it's something related to do with a philosophy with Napoleon Hill. Like, don't wait, just jump in.
Probably so. I I figure you had the listing of what times to come, and I noticed nobody had picked anything for this first week, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna jump in. I'm just gonna jump in head first and kick things off. So here we go.
Here we go, indeed. So I'm so glad you did, because we're going to have a super fun conversation today. I've been reading up on all your information. And hey there, Joanne. Thank you so much, Joanne. Yes, these are my signature glasses. So thank you for commenting on them. And I'm just so filled with heart because, your business is around messages from the heart. I've got my heart glasses. We're talking about Sing Your Heart Song Summit today. So we're just going to be very heartful, I feel.
Absolutely. See, I'm wearing the right color shirt too, because I
You
figured,
are. Yes.
I have to do that.
You have to do that. Exactly. So yes, if you are just tuning in now, my name is Olivia Vo. I'm one of the co-hosts along with Steph Garvin and Irma Goosen for the Sing Your Heart Song Summit. And that is coming up July 19, 20, and 21. So definitely go ahead and mark those dates. We definitely want you to see you there. I'm going to put it on the screen here. So mark those calendar dates. And as part of the Sing Your Heart Song Summit, we really love to feature each and every one of our speakers. We've got an amazing lineup of like 21 speakers over the course of 3 days. And they're each going to show you how to find your heart song, value your heart song, as well as then share your heart song. So Gloria is going to be presenting on day 2 under the theme of valuing your heart song. And Gloria, you are new to our community, so I only just got to meet you recently through a networking event called
Yep.
JVology. Yeah, so much fun, and so much fun to be able to network and go to these events. And we do the round the room introductions. And I said, you know what, I'm looking for a speaker. And immediately, what did you do? You just raised your hand and said, I want to be in it, jumping in.
Yep. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, as soon as you said it was like Sing Your Heart Song, I'm like, "Oh, I'm all over that." I absolutely have to be involved. I don't even know what it is. I just loved the theme right away.
That is so fantastic. So, talk a little bit about how you came into your business now, because I know that you started off with copywriting and SEO, and now you are an intuitive business coach helping women over 40. Can you tell us a little bit of that evolution?
Oh, it's been Yeah, well, it's been the evolution of my life, which is really why I think that I'm in particular drawn to working with women over 40 because, yes, I am a little quite north of there already now. I'm going to be 60 this year. I'm going to embrace that and acknowledge that. So, I know the different things that I have gone through, becoming an empty nester and also going through changes in my life. I lost my sister a few years ago, and that was the last link to the family I had grown up with, and that hit me rather hard. And so I started also along the same lines, going on the spiritual journey and trying to figure out who am I, and what do I want to do with the rest of my life? And I still love writing, and I still have copywriting clients. I'm working with a couple folks right now, and I enjoy that. And at the same time, I just felt the need to go deeper. And so as I was working on myself and being able to answer some of these questions and being able to start really tapping into my gifts that I have and that I've been blessed with, and to be able to start to love myself, frankly. I wasn't doing a very good job of loving myself along the way, and now that I've learned a lot and wanna be able to pay that forward and help other women who are going through things like empty nester syndrome, going through maybe issues in their marriage. Maybe they're separated or divorced, uh, or maybe they're just stuck in business. Maybe they're, for some reason, they're just not, they don't have the passion for it anymore and they're not quite sure what they want to do. And I want to be able to help them either rekindle that passion or maybe see maybe it's time to find something new. And certainly the last couple of years, a lot of people have been engaging in something new and changing and morphing and pivoting, as a lot of people like to say. And that can be scary. And sometimes you need to have someone there to hold your hand through it and give you the reassurance that, yes, you're on the right path. And here are some steps to help you get there faster.
Oh, that's amazing, Gloria. And what is it about that point in our life, like entering that decade, that you find most of your women clients are getting stuck? Like, what's that
Uh,
look like?
Well, I think a lot of it is just we've been well, in particular, I think, especially if you have become a parent in those days, and as your kids start finding their way and start living their lives and going off to college and then start maybe moving out of the house and starting their own lives, then you start looking back and saying, okay, well, what am I going to do now? They're not needing me 100% of the time anymore. What am I going to do with my life? And even if you don't have kids, I think it's you come to a point where you've been doing something for a long time, and if they like to talk about a midlife crisis, I wouldn't necessarily call it that, but it's maybe a midlife what's the word? Reckoning, sort of reevaluating. Am I still getting the joy and pleasure out of what I've been doing? And if not, well, then I need to take a look at that and see if there's something else I want to do, because I I still have a lot of life to go, and I want to be able to be of service. I'm hoping at least the people that I want to work with pretty much are those people who want to be of service to the world, and so they want to be able to find a good way to be able to do that.
I love that question. If you're just tuning in, watching this, please connect with us. Drop us a comment here. We'd love to give you a big shout out on the screen. Drop us a comment, and we'd love to meet with you and connect. And are you asking yourself this question? Are you enjoying what you're doing? Are you still finding joy in what you're doing right now? I would encourage all of you today who are watching just to pause throughout your day and ask yourself, check in. Like, well, how
Mm.
valuable is that question? It's so simple, but we don't even like I think so get caught up in the doing that we don't even stop and ask ourselves, like,
Oh,
do.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and what I've been learning of late, even lately, is that it's so much more important to really focus in on the being and not so much of the doing. And when we can start really listening to ourselves and paying more attention to how we how we feel, and when we can concentrate on, if we're not feeling good, then we need to figure out a way to be able to help us to feel better, and then it allows us to be able to go into the world and to then do more because we're filling our cup up first, and I think that's so important, and that's, again, I know a lot of women over time, I think that's another reason why they get to this point of wanting to figure out, maybe I need to do something else, because they've been doing so much for so many other people, whether it is in a relationship or they're maybe even just their friends or their kids. And now they tend to sometimes get empty. And so they've got to start filling up your cup, their cup, and to be able to then go out into the world. So you've got to take care of yourself first, ultimately.
That is a fantastic message for today. Um, and, since you've had some time to reflect on this summit, Sing Your Heart Song, I want to
Mm.
know, how have you started that process with uncovering your heart song? What this has meant for you. I mean, you're a copywriter, so what are the salient words and phrases that are
I
coming to mind, and how do you defining heart song?
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think the other reason this appealed to me so much is that I am a musician. I've been a singer for a long time. I've played, I mean, the first instrument I ever learned how to play was the organ when I was a kid, because my dad played, and we had this Hammond organ in our living room. So I've joined the band when I was in school. So again, it's this music element to it, and I really am thinking about this heart song. It's really about our expression in the world. It's how we show up, and like I was just mentioning before, it's about our state of being, and our when especially when, think about it, if our emotions reflect that song that we're singing, if we're not feeling as happy, if we're feeling depressed or scared, then that song that comes out is one that's more of a mournful, sad song, and we're not showing up in the way that maybe we want to. But when we're feeling joyful and happy, and then our you feel it in your heart, and so then you are able to express yourself so much more naturally, and with grace and joy, and that then becomes a heart song that others can hear and hopefully are going to want to listen to and continue listening to it, and maybe sing along with you. So it's I just, like I said, I loved the whole concept of it, and then to really think about, oh yeah, so what does that mean? But I think essentially it's that essence of being, how we want to show up, how we want to be able to speak or sing and communicate with the world.
Oh, the comments are coming in. Joanne said earlier, exactly 100%. She totally agreed with what you were saying earlier, about, I guess, being an empty nester, and so that transition and the doing, right? We are so
Mm,
caught up in our nurturing selves of the doing
yeah.
that we do forget to be. So thank you, Joanne, for just jumping in there. And LinkedIn user, I think this is Rachel. I'm not sure, but it is Rachel's. Hello. And I'm not able to see your name for whatever reason on here, but that's just a restream thing. But thank you so much for watching. And what what got you into playing guitar?
Mm. Well, that's my sister, because she had a guitar that she had, I think she'd taken it, either she was taking lessons or she took it to college and maybe decided she didn't want it, but anyway, she wound up giving it to me. Oh, I think that was it. I think she had it, and then she decided she didn't want it when she went away to college. So she
Hand
was
me
10 years
down.
she was 10 years older than me, and so I was, just a little kid, and so she left it for me. So I still have that same guitar, and so it's, oh my goodness, 40 years old now or
The one in
whatever,
the
but
photo, that's the guitar.
Yeah, I still have, yeah, it's in the closet. My guitar is still here, the one that she
Oh my
gave me.
goodness.
And so, yeah, I took lessons when I was probably in junior high, and well, yeah, in fact, I did, 'cause I even this was so funny. A friend posted on Facebook years ago a picture of me playing the guitar, and it was in high school, and it was from our talent show. I had completely forgotten that I had even done that. I was just like, wow, I was in the talent show when I was a teenager? Oh my gosh, what possessed me? 'Cause it just, and it was interesting because at the point in my life, I just didn't feel confident, but clearly I was confident when I was a kid. And when I was a teenager, I was confident enough to get up on the stage, even though most people knew me then as like this computer geek because, or well, I was always getting all A's and I was smart and all this stuff. And so I was teased for being smart. They didn't know that I was also had musical talent as well. So I sang "Take Me Home, Country Roads" by John Denver. So that's how that come about. And I still like to play from now and then. So it's a lot of fun.
It is. There's something about just doing something totally for yourself,
Mhm.
right?
Oh,
And not having
oh,
to.
yeah, absolutely, and whatever that can be, if you can find something that gives you joy, my mom, when I was a kid, she loved to crochet, that was her thing, and, of course, we lived in Michigan at the time, and so that was a good thing to do in the wintertime because it was cold and she could have all this lovely yarn, but whatever it is that you like to do, I've got a friend who's a photographer, and she loves to go out in nature and shoots beautiful pictures of nature. Maybe it's just even walking outside, but whatever you can do to bring you joy is a really good thing because then it helps when you have to do all the mundane parts of life because you know that you can take a break sometimes and go do something for you.
Indeed. Just want to give a shout out to Kathy. So Kathy, oh, and Joanne. Joanne says I crochet too. Yep. Make the time. Exactly. You'll
Yeah.
make the time for things that are important to you.
Absolutely, yeah, and that is important to do though, to remember to make the time because sometimes we do get so busy in our lives, and if you're a business owner or what have you. So if you have to, schedule the time, put it on your Google Calendar and say, "Okay, this is gonna be free time for me." I did that for a while. I was marking off some hours on, like, Fridays for, like, me. It's like, I've worked all week long, but it's like in the afternoon, I'm gonna take some time for me and do something fun. So if you have to put in your calendar to get you into the habit of doing it, then do it.
Exactly. And here's Kathy. So Kathy is saying hello. So Kathy's also presenting with you at the summit. So hello, Kathy. Thanks for
Hello?
joining in. And Kathy says this, yes, make time for self care and time to heal.
Hmm. Yeah,
You know,
absolutely. We
recover,
definitely need that.
reevaluate. Don't wait until you hit like an age milestone. Reevaluate on a daily basis or weekly basis.
Yeah, and yeah, 'cause you're right, it doesn't matter how old you are. I'm blessed with 2 wonderful children and adults now, and my daughter decided that she wanted to travel and she was gonna see the world, and that's exactly what she's doing, and she figured out a way to be able to pay for it at the same time, so she does web design, and so she's able to work anywhere there is a Wi-Fi connection, and so she's able to do that, so it's setting your priorities and figuring out what are the non-negotiables in your life and making time for those. Yeah.
Exactly. Wonderful. Well, I noticed in the back there you've got your book, Live, Love, Engage. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about that book?
Oh, yeah, this was I say it's a divinely inspired book because I had been meditating. I have been meditating for many years. Actually, right after I started my business, I started meditating because I think the universe knew I was gonna need that, need that stress relief, of a meditation practice, but, a couple of months before my sister transitioned from cancer, I was meditating as usual, and this idea popped into my head that said, "You should write a book about love." And I went, that's crazy. I do online marketing. What do I know about love?" And yet, for some reason, I still sat down at my computer and went, okay, so what would I write about love if I had to do that? And then it came through that, oh, well, love is an acronym. And so right away, I had the four things of what each letter stood for. And it was the L was let go and let God. The O was open your heart to receive. The V was value your uniqueness. And the E was embrace your divinity. And I went, okay, well, that's kind of cool. But I didn't really do anything much with it because then life gets in the way, as it often is. But when I went back later, about another year or so later, and started really exploring it, I really relied on the universe to explain what this was. And eventually, I also realized that ultimately what it was a message for me, was that I had to learn. The subtitle of the book is How to Stop Doubting Yourself and Start Being Yourself. And that's truly what this was. Like I say, it was God helping me. I think even my sister also helping me, because she wasn't going to be around to be there to be my big sister anymore. And so this was her way of being able to leave me a gift that I can call on when I have those times where I'm not feeling it and not feeling confident. And now I have the tools to be able to do that. And it's it was a not always an easy journey to learn this, and a lot of tears were shed. And at the but the ultimate, it's been a tremendous gift, and I'm so blessed to be able to share it with other people. And when I hear other people get value from it, it makes my heart sing. Oh, that just reminded me of something. The other reason why heart song, I'm sorry, I just thought of this, is my mom used to use this expression. If she's like, it has to make my heart sing. If she wanted to, like, either buy something or to do something. And see, that was why also it resonated with me. Hmm.
Oh, I love that. It has to make my heart sing.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Um, my co-host Steph, right? This has been a mastermind. He's the mastermind behind the summit idea, and he has said that it's evolved to just becoming a way of life. So
Yeah.
tuning in, like asking yourself those questions, and one of the questions he
Mm.
asked himself is, what is my heart song calling me to do today?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
being, and I love what you said about focusing on the being, because I will actually have a to be list, and I'll write down all the things that I want to be today.
Mm.
Feeling accomplished and feeling loved and feeling encouraged.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that. I'm borrowing that. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to incorporate that in my coaching. I love that. That's such a wonderful practice. Because, yeah, I mean, I always like to talk about, doing affirmations and things like that, but a to-be list. Oh, that's so cool.
thank you. So, and it really makes a big difference, because I'll make a column with like all the things I want to be today, be in this
Mhm.
moment, how I want to show up, and
Yeah.
making decisions, because I'm very heart led. And so, I'm always thinking about checking in with my heart, etc. Because for so long, it's always like mind. For so long,
Oh,
um,
yeah.
for so long when I was working, and I came from a recruiting staffing background, so I was always working and in my mind and trying to be strategic and analytical, all these things, and there really wasn't room to check in with my heart, right? Because
Right.
I
Yeah.
had to compete with other people. But nowadays, I'm an entrepreneur, and I love doing things like this, like being able to talk to you. And I think we talked about it earlier. Like, I have an agenda, I have some questions that I'd like to go with
Mhm.
you, but then just letting the conversation flow, and how magical it is that you're able to like get messages from your mom, remember your sister.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what being open and really starting to, when you start listening to your heart, it really opens yourself up to so much more grace, and information and ideas will pop into your head, and messages. And it's a wonderful thing, because sometimes our mind can just really be too noisy, frankly, and a lot of some stuff that sometimes we hear is not so nice. And so if you're hearing things in your head that are not so nice, then that's just some old programming. You need to really start, get quiet, be still and know, as they say, be still and know whatever you believe in, but especially just tune into your heart, because your heart knows. Your heart knows everything.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm so glad that we got to meet Gloria, and it's been such a cool intersection, right? To see you coming into
Mhm.
the community and sharing what it is that you do. Can you share with us like your favorite client? Like, what was the transformation that you got to witness in a client?
Oh, goodness. I would say one of my clients was actually she was the photographer, and one of the things she wanted to do w was to have people, be able to purchase her work and be able to show up more, and she didn't quite have enough of the confidence, and after working with her for a time, we started coming up with some ways that she could baby step out there, and then she finally started participating in a couple of shows, and she was able to put her photos up there, and people bought them, and it was so nice to be able to see her blossom, and I love being able to do that. And I had another client who really she's a bit more challenging, and yet at the same time, because I think she's got a lot of deep-seated stuff that probably needs someone, even more than me, some professional therapist and things like that. And at the same time, even during our short time of working together, she was able to manifest opportunities, and just things were starting to show up for her, and it was she would send me emails and going like, "Oh, this happened, Gloria," and, "Oh, look, this happened," and she had been so down on herself, and it was wonderful to see her start feeling some hope. So, it's wonderful what you can do when you let go and let God, and to really open your heart up to opportunities and things like that, and really valuing who you are and all the unique gifts that you have, and and being able to embrace that you are, well, I believe anyway, a child of God, whatever, we're part of the universe. And however you see that, and if the universe is everything and it's all life and it's all love, that means you're part of that as well. You're life and you're love, and you're all one with it, and you deserve all the good that you can get.
Indeed.
Mm.
I love how you phrased that just now because the image that came to my mind was like this beautiful fabric, and we're all like interwoven, right? All of the light,
Yeah.
love, and our stories make up this beautiful
Mhm.
fabric, the fabric
Yeah.
of
I like that. Yes, definitely. Yeah. Or even, if we take it with the song metaphor, we can think of it as like we're all part of one big symphony. And so we're all the different notes in the music, or maybe even individual songs and movements in that symphony. So we all have our unique voice to share. And and if you don't have that one piece, then it sounds there's something missing. If you ever listen to someone who I did study music, I think appreciation one time in college, but yeah, if there's something like a particular instrument is not there, then it sounds a little more hollow. And so you need to have these different sounds because they all bring different tones and different qualities, and that's who we are as people. We all have uh, different voices and unique ways of being, and that we all fit together into that grand symphony or tapestry. I like that too. We're all woven together. Whatever metaphor you want, just go with it.
no, that's excellent. We're harmonious melodies when we're together.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, Glory, this is such a pleasure getting to sit down with you. Thank you so much for just taking some time and doing the speaker spotlight. And, we really want to bring attention to the summit, get people registered. If you enjoyed this
Mhm.
interview with Gloria, imagine what you can learn from her from the summit. So go ahead and register today. Our link will be very active soon, so you can register. And in the meantime, get to know Gloria. You can visit her website down below, gloriarand.com. Get the book, Live, Love, Engage, or follow her on the social media channels such as Facebook here, as well as LinkedIn. So,
Absolutely.
Gloria, I am so looking forward to working with you during the summit as
Mhm.
we move along our schedule here. And, thank you for just letting your heart sing today.
Well, thank you so much. You know, you and Steph and Irma are doing a wonderful thing by giving all these speakers, number one, an opportunity to share. And I am so looking forward to the summit and listening to all the other people. And I think it's a wonderful thing that you're doing. So thank you so much for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
Excellent. And thank you to all of you. So, Joanne, Grease Tiesto, Kathy Nesbitt, LinkedIn user, thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching this later on, hashtag replay, keep the conversation going. You know, let us know what is it that you're doing that brings you joy? What activities bring you joy today? So, keep those comments
Mhm.
coming. We'd love to hear from you and respond back to you as well. So, with that being said, have a great day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.